Hey, it's the Scotch Test Dummies. Today we're going to be talking about, I can never remember it, Signatory Vintage.
That's right, 17 year.
All right, and our first sponsor, Audible. More on that later.
Let's test it.
Test it. Hey, we're coming at you, and I got a goofy hat. This is my son's hat.
Another goofy hat.
If it's too much, let me know.
Looks like Toy Story.
It is Toy Story. Love it. It's on all the time. Actually, Frozen has taken over my DVD player.
Actually, I think maybe I should wear the hats because it'd make me look taller.
Make you look bigger.
You're already
look bigger.
Big enough.
I know, but I do goofy better than you. We've already established that being 6'6", I bring the goof with me wherever I go.
Yeah.
Big Yeti goof. Are you Varmint now? I've been trying to call you Varmint.
I don't know. I think we're still, I'm still open to other nicknames.
Come on, Twitter. We've always got more discussion going on.
Twitter or comments here on YouTube. I'm still looking for a nickname.
Yes, you're still looking. Now, today we're going to talk about, we got our first sponsor, Audible.com.
Which is Amazon, right?
Yeah, well, Amazon's the parent
Audible
company.
Books.
I've been an Audible listener for probably a year and a half now. I'd actually heard a similar deal. They were sponsoring a podcast I was listening to. Real quick, what you'll get if you go to, and you give it better than I do, what's the address?
audibletrial.com/Scotch Test Dummies.
And I'll put it down in there, or we may even have something, an annotation on screen that you can click if I can figure that out. But basically, you'll be helping us out. The 30-day trial, as it says, it's free, costs you nothing. You get one free credit, which you can use on a book, and that's your book for the end of time. One of the books I'd like to just reference.
My wife signed up. She got a $36 book for free to listen to.
Yeah,
on
I think she got Lord of the Rings, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I mean, there's tons and tons. They're performed extremely well. I'm full out hooked, and that's why when they became our sponsor, I was ecstatic. Just a reference real quick. Every once in a while, we'll reference a book, The 5 Love Languages. Now, I brought this up because not only after I listened to this on Audible, I even went and bought it. It was this good. I need all the help I can get with my wife, okay? And if I don't speak the languages, that's key. And you have something to say, and then I'll go into what those 5 languages are.
Yes. One day my wife called. She was on her way home from work. She said, man, I'm really sick. I left work early. I'm coming home. I'm going to stop by the store and get some stuff. And I said, come on home. I'll go to the store for you, so you don't have to worry about that. So I'm at the store, and you called me. Bart says, what are you doing? I said, I'm at the store getting some stuff from Mandy. She's sick. And anyway, it come up and you said something about, well, wasn't she on her way home from work? And I said, yeah.
Well, see, we're back to the sick thing, though. Like, if I'm sick, I'll get my own stuff.
Well, yeah.
My wife would show up with, like, a medicine that doesn't... sorry.
Or I'm still leading, though, is here because... Anyway, he was surprised that I would tell her, come home, I'll go to the store for you. And you told me, you go, see, you need to teach me stuff like that because I don't do that.
Yeah. I would have been like, hey, I would treat my wife like it's me. Like, first of all, if my wife went and got me meds, she would get me the ones that don't work for me. I'm pretty particular. She'd be like, hey, I got you something. It's child's aspirin.
Yeah.
What? I'm a huge mammoth. I'm going to take the whole bottle just to get the effect.
Well, my wife told me, she said, I need to go to the store. I need to get this and this. And I said, I'll get it for you.
Wow. You are better. You're better than me. Now, I will tell you, that would be an act of service. There's 5 love languages, all right? And the whole gist of this is that you may be thinking that you're showing your spouse love, and they may not recognize it that way. So there's 5 of them. There's quality time, touch, just being touching. Oh, sorry. Touching my hairy arm. I'm going to try to stay focused here. There's gifts. There is an act of service, which we mentioned, and the one I always forget, and it's right here. Gifts, words of affirmation. Bruno, you look good today.
You are doing very well.
You are a handsome man.
We are dapper fellas.
Dapper fellas. Go back and watch which one?
That's Ron Burgundy.
Ron Burgundy, babe. We did a review of that. So
that was like our 15th. I just counted last night. That was like our 15th review that we did.
We had a good time doing that one. Yeah. So you can get this book on Audible. And I am telling you, there's a little quiz that you can even do, and it tells you what you prefer. Like, gifts are at the bottom of the deal for me. My wife gets me a gift. It's not doing a thing for me, but it was higher for her. I once sent her roses, not knowing any of this.
You shouldn't say that on the video.
Why?
Because she's going to watch that. And
yeah,
you're like, yeah, she gets me stuff, I don't like it.
She knows. Yeah, she'll show up like, well, she did good on the Scotch, but I'm a big board game guy, and she'll be like, I got your board game, and I'll be like, oh. Because I'm like an expert on board games, and it's like, So let's get into this. All right. But audible.com, help us out. We get, we're going to use some of the money we make off of the things when you go there and make a free subscription. It helps us out, and we can include improved lighting and camera and whatnot.
That's a gift.
It's a gift. Thank you. You know what? You pouring that was an act of service.
That's right.
I appreciate that.
You are doing so well.
Thank you. Sorry. You know, spending time like this is good quality time.
The 5 love languages.
5 love languages for men. He needs to write that book. Sorry.
From the Glen Ord Distillery, this is a Signatory Vintage. It's a 17-year. This was casked in 1997, bottled in 2014. This was actually a cask that K&L wine merchants had picked out, and they had bottles, and we've got bottle 39 of 272.
Yep, and we're almost down to the heel point.
This is cask strength. It's 58.3%.
So we're going to go neat
so
first.
It's pretty strong.
I get a grassy note right off the top, and just a maybe a hint of a citrus, but I get that malty, grassy note.
I got a very mild fruit. It was kind of overpowered by the alcohol smell, and I got a fingernail polish remover, basically, or an acetone.
Really?
At cask strength. At being neat. Did you try it neat?
Yeah, very nice neat. I get a nuttiness, an oakiness to it. I really like how it clings to the glass. Yeah, I mean, it's strong, it's rich.
Wow.
Really. It's got a, on the aftertaste, I almost get like a hint of a caramelized, just like a little bit of caramel cream on the aftertaste. Let me do a little bit of that.
Just like you said, I got a very strong oakiness, and it was very reminiscent of the Glenlivet Nadura to me.
I would, yeah, I can feel you on that.
Just a very strong alcohol, a very strong oak from the cask, and not much else for me neat.
That aftertaste is, if you like the wood, this is bringing that full out. The adding a little water isn't giving me too much more. I'm still getting that grassy citrus note.
It does change up the nose for me. It makes it a little bit more pleasant. It does take out some of the acetone or the fingernail polish remover. I do get a little bit more citrus now.
Wow. I'm getting a chocolate, rich, dark chocolate. It tails off into that oakiness, but then it drops off a cliff for me. It doesn't linger and push. But I get that nice, rich chocolate, dark chocolate flavor to it.
I call it a toffee.
Wow,
a little bit of vanilla and a little bit of toffee. But it's very good. Still very reminiscent of the Glenlivet Nadura, if you've had it.
Really like how that clings to the glass. You're right, it does have a little bit of that Nadura flavor to it.
And if you noticed, I did add 3 different droppers of water to it to bring it down.
3.
And that's actually most of this stuff, most of the cask strength stuff. When I get up into the upper 50 percentile on ABV, I'm going to add considerably more water to bring. And I think I'm probably bringing it down to about 45%, somewhere in there, to make it palatable for me.
I get a kind of an oily oakiness to it. And then in my notes, I also list like the peppered, that spice that comes from the stronger alcohol. I think a peppered oak. Nice and kind of a sweet aftertaste. I really dig it.
It's good. Definitely good.
All right, so if your wife got you this, would that be a good gift?
That is an act of service.
Well, actually, that's a gift if she bought it for you. Now, if she poured it for you, that would be an act of service. Now, I will say, my wife had a hard time getting me gifts. And since I've gotten into the Scotch hobby, it's gotten much easier because I don't care if I've already got a bottle of it or whatever. You could get me about any Scotch, and I'm digging it. So, my malt mark on this is an 86. I have an 86 on it, and what are you running? 88?
I went 88. Mm-hmm. It's pushing up there. Probably if it had a little bit more citrus in it, a little bit more fruity something to make it pop, might push it up a little bit higher to me.
If you like a nutty Scotch, an oaky, nutty, rich, peppery Scotch, to me, that's what this is for you. A little hint of the malty grassiness and the aftertaste as well. So, I mean, that is what this brings to me. You're right, there's no citrus here. I get no hint of peat. It's that oak. I get a real nice oak.
Definitely no peat. Very light citrus. Yeah.
Chocolate, dark, rich chocolate. Love it. So, you've actually read the 5 love languages.
I have not read the 5.
It was, but you'd said a coworker had mentioned it to you?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'm telling you, it's genius because I've had that problem before where I'm thinking, why, I thought this is, she would appreciate this, and then it kind of just falls on deaf ears, whatever it is. Now, I'm pretty lucky. My wife and I, there's the little test you do on what part of the languages you fall in on, where you lean. I lean toward quality time and touch. And the wife has those reversed. Hers is touch and quality time. So right there, we're good. But what helped me is her gifts are way up there. I once sent her these roses just on a whim. I saw a place, stopped in, sent her some roses to her work. And you would have thought I bought her a Corvette. I mean, she came home, was like, oh my God. And I was like, wow. I mean, I way didn't expect that. It wasn't like I'd been in trouble. I mean, there was nothing. All her coworkers were like, what did he do? Or he's so awesome. And that's just me being dumb because gifts are so far down on my list that I almost don't even spend a lot of time really. And she went nuts over that. So
nice.
Yeah. So now I know why. It was listed way up high. It was like her third thing was gifts. And I'm like, I did not know that. So this book is helpful. The Audible.
So since you've read the book one time, you've bought her roses now?
No, that was before. I did that beforehand.
So what have you bought her since you read the book? What kind of gifts have you bought?
A vacuum. Actually, I haven't. You're right. See, I'm not learning. I've done some acts of service. I folded some laundry. That went over well too.
Yeah, that's good.
That. Yeah. The Audible book actually is read by the author, and he adds in, other than the book, he adds in a lot of little extra things which are nice too. But yeah, after listening to the book, I went out and bought it because we actually wanted to focus in on a few chapters. And
probably good if you spend a lot of time in the car if you're commuting to work and stuff like that stuff. I know a lot of people that do that, listen to books.
Yeah, I got to tell you, I've got a big area that I mow, and I'm not a fan of mowing.
Yeah.
But now I put on my headphones, my noise canceling headphones, and I listen to an audiobook. I love it now. It's like I'm in my own zone. I'll be like, why are you mowing again? Book's real good. I can't stop. Helps us out. Thanks, guys. You Scotch gods.
Cilantro. Dummies.
You said that kind of mean. Dummies. Oh, emphatic? That was emphatic.
That was emphatic. Hot and juicy.
Bingo.
Right here.
Bingo.
Did somebody just call bingo?
Bingo!